Thought I'd do a video today on making and recording music afloat. I guess I should preface this by saying that I'm not a professional musician, and this channel is how to sail oceans, not how to compose and produce music. However, music is a part of my life, and I play my guitar and my bass and sing pretty much every single day. And writing the music, which you hear in usually the opening and closing of my videos, is music that I've composed and recorded myself. And I can say, apart from some of the just technical advantages of recording your own music, one is that you don't have to deal with any kind of legal issues with publishing your music on YouTube, since if it's all your own creation, there's going to be no copyright issues or anything of the sort. So you don't have to deal with any of that. But furthermore, I've found that writing my own music and recording is just one of the greatest pleasures in life, even though it consumes a lot of time. If any of you out there are musicians, you know that to get good at playing any instrument like a guitar takes years, and it takes years of constant and steady practice. But I think most people who have stuck with it and who are musicians will agree it's absolutely worth it. Now, as far as recording music on a boat, I find one problem that you're going to come up against right away is the fact that most likely the electrical power that you're going to use for your amplifier or to power an effects pedal or your computer is going to come from an inverter. And let me demonstrate to you the problem with using an inverter. Now see, here you hear one problem right away, is that I'm not playing anything, but I've always got this buzzing sound. And I used to think that was from electromagnetic waves coming from the inverter. So I tried all kinds of schemes to basically build a Faraday cage around the inverter. But with further experimentation, I realized that the 60 hertz is coming through the power cord, and that's what's causing this buzzing. And it's not just with an amplifier. It's not just with an amplifier that you get this buzzing. It's with all electronic gear. So if I power my guitar, run it through a guitar effects pedal, and just run it to headphones or some small speakers, if anything here is plugged in to AC coming from the inverter, you're going to get that buzzing. And it'll completely ruin your recordings. So the way to get around that is you're going to have to run on battery power. And the way I do that So what I can do here is plug my guitar effects pedal into my computer via the USB cable, and so all of this is being powered by the battery of the laptop. And then of course my guitar is plugged into the foot pedal. So now you can hear there's no buzzing. And when I play the guitar, and I just have some little computer speakers attached to my laptop computer, when I play the guitar I get sound. So that solves the problem of getting your power from an inverter. So you just use your inverter to charge the batteries on your computer or the batteries inside your guitar effects pedal. And when you're actually playing and recording, you run off batteries, so everything's on DC power. Now, you probably also heard another problem with, here right there, musical instruments on a boat, is electrical connections. Fighting corrosion on these connections is just a never-ending fight, and one that you you sort of gradually lose over time. The only solution I've found to that is to periodically spray the connections with WD-40 and try to keep them clean. And the other problem I have is with cases, guitar cases, gear bags, is the zippers always corrode on you. And the case for my electric bass is both the zippers corroded, so now I can't zip it up. And so I'm just going to have to buy another case. It's a soft case, so it's not expensive, but I'm going to have to buy another case for it. That's just the reality of living in the marine environment and having music gear which was never intended to be in the marine environment. Okay, so I'm just going to show you briefly how I go about recording in a boat studio, as it were. Since I'm a guitar player, all the music I write, I always start out writing it on a guitar, and it's basically just from mucking around on my guitar, and then I'll hear some sounds that sound interesting and begin to build on that. So I'm presently working on this piece called Pebble Beach, and I came up with this riff that's built around a G minor chord, and the riff goes like this. Whoops. Okay, now as far as actually recording music, presently I use Traction 5, which is what's up on my computer screen right now, and it's multi-track recording software. And so, as we've said, I have my guitar plugged into my effects pedal, and that's plugged into the computer via USB. So if you look at the inputs here and I strum my guitar, you can see we're getting a signal here. And so this is my present state-of-the-art for recording. Notice I say present state-of-the-art because I have my eyes on, actually right now, Mixcraft 8. Looking at, which looks like basically the same thing but a more powerful program, and especially because I can looks like I should be able to add other instruments electronically. Here's the drum track, which I import externally, and that's also the drums here are software created drums, but it'd be nice to be able to do all that, and also maybe add in piano and synth right within the same application. So anyway, I'm still now presently we're going to lay down a lead guitar track for this piece, and I have the drum track there. I also have the bass already laid down. So there's the bass isolated, and so now we just have to add in a lead guitar track. Stop it right there, and the reason I want to break this up into smaller segments is in case I make a mistake, then I don't have to go back and re-record the whole thing. Because if you're recording a guitar line, at least at my level of guitar playing, for 60 bars or whatever. Having the pressure, knowing that if you make one mistake, you got to go back and re-record the whole thing over. The whole thing over is, for me, a lot of pressure. So we'll break it up into smaller segments.